broads and horse-faced lesbians. And no, I'm not talking about Donald Trump. I'm talking about Mayor Bloomberg.
Frontrunner Bernie Sanders also takes heat.
The best-known socialist in the country happens to be a millionaire with 3 houses.
As the other candidates attack both.
Let's put forward somebody who's actually a Democrat. Look.
The battles get personal.
Are you trying to say that I'm dumb, or are you mocking me here, Pete?
The candidates fighting to break out with just 2 days until the next vote.
Breaking news, deadly cruise ship crisis. The terrifying new turn in the coronavirus emergency. 2 passengers from the Diamond Princess have died, just as the ship lets hundreds of people off the boat. And this morning, we take you inside the biocontainment unit where ill Americans are being isolated.
Breaking overnight, deadly terror attack. 11 people gunned down at 2 bars in Germany. The search for answers right now.
ABC News exclusive. Former Congresswoman Katie Hill speaking out about the scandal that forced her to resign, the nude photos, and why she rejects the term revenge porn.
Lucky to be alive. NASCAR driver Ryan Newman walking out of the hospital holding his daughter's hands after that horrific Daytona 500 crash.
And an ABC News exclusive. Ben Affleck opening up in a rare interview one-on-one with Diane Sawyer.
What was the hardest thing for you to be honest with yourself about?
The Oscar winner on his struggles with alcohol and how it affected his family.
I don't have any more room for failure.
And his hopeful message about getting better. Only on GMA this morning.
Live in Times Square, this is Good Morning America.
We certainly do say Good Morning America, and we're looking forward to having Diane join us live here in the studio to talk about her interview with Ben Affleck.
It's a very honest interview, Robin, looking at the challenges that he's faced, and it's also an important message for a lot of families out there.
It is taking it all head on. We're looking forward to that, but we begin with that fiery Democratic debate. It was an absolute free-for-all, and taking the stage for the first time, billionaire former New York Mayor Michael Bloomberg took some of the toughest hits, especially on his treatment of women.
He fired right back, targeting frontrunner Bernie Sanders on socialism. Everyone was on offense. Elizabeth Warren, the most tweeted about candidate. Mary Bruce is going to start us off in Las Vegas, has the latest for us. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning, Robin. Well, this was a feisty and messy fight. The candidates straight off the bat piling on Michael Bloomberg. But the attacks last night also went in every direction. After playing relatively nice with each other, last night it felt like months of pent-up frustration just poured out onto that debate stage.
Talk about who we're running against. A billionaire who calls women fat broads and horse-faced lesbians. And no, I'm not talking about Donald Trump. I'm talking about Mayor Bloomberg.
From the very first minutes of his debate debut, Michael Bloomberg under blistering attack. The frontrunner, Senator Bernie Sanders, eager to take on the newcomer.
I believe in democratic socialism for working people, not billionaires.
Over and over again, the billionaire pummeled for his record, pressed on allegations he made sexist comments, and then tried to silence the women.
None of them accused me of doing anything other than maybe they didn't like a joke I told. And let me point, there's agreements between 2 parties that wanted to keep it quiet, and that's up to them.
We are not going to beat Donald Trump with a man who has who knows how many non-disclosure agreements and the drip, drip, drip of stories of women saying they have been harassed and discriminated against. That's not what we do as Democrats.
Mr. Vice President.
Look, let's get something straight here. It's easy. All the mayor has to do is say, you are released from the non-disclosure agreement, period.
Bloomberg tried to explain, but it wasn't enough for his rivals.
Anybody that does anything wrong in our company, we investigate it, and if it's appropriate, they're gone that day. In City Hall, the top person, my deputy mayor, was a woman, and 40% of our commissioners were women.
I hope you heard what his defense was. I've been nice to some women. That just doesn't cut it.
Also a top target, Bloomberg's record as mayor of New York City and the controversial stop and frisk program.
Mr. Bloomberg had policies in New York City of stop and frisk, which went after African-American and Latino people in an outrageous way.
His apology, again, falling flat.
I've asked for forgiveness, but the bottom line is that we stopped too many people but the policy, we stopped too many people.
It's not whether he apologized or not, it's the policy. The policy was abhorrent.
Bloomberg isn't even on the ballot in Nevada and hasn't won any delegates, but he has already spent a record-breaking $400 million just on campaign ads and argues he's best positioned to beat Trump. But Sanders is surging nationally with a double-digit lead, the two at fundamental odds.
Mike Bloomberg owns more wealth than the bottom 125 million Americans. That's wrong. That's immoral.
It's ridiculous. We're not going to throw out capitalism. We tried that. Other countries tried that. It was called communism, and it just didn't work.
Let's talk about democratic socialism, not communism, Mr. Bloomberg. That's a cheap shot.
The best-known socialist in the country happens to be a millionaire with 3 houses. What'd I miss here?
Bloomberg's campaign is now urging the other candidates to drop out to avoid splitting the moderate vote. But that isn't going over well with Senator Amy Klobuchar.
I've been told many times to wait my turn and to step aside, and I'm not going to do that now.
Mayor Pete Buttigieg warning if it comes down to Sanders, a Democratic socialist, and Bloomberg, a former Republican, voters will feel left behind.
Let's put forward somebody who actually lives and works in a middle-class neighborhood in an industrial Midwestern city. Let's put forward somebody who's actually a Democrat. Look.
With the campaign set to go national on Super Tuesday in just 2 weeks, the urgency apparent in the pitches.
I'm the only one on this stage that actually got anything done on health care. Okay?
And in the personal attacks, Buttigieg calling out Klobuchar for being unable to name the president of Mexico in an interview earlier this week.
You're literally in part of the committee that's overseeing these things, and we're not able to speak to literally the first thing about the politics of the country to ourselves.
Are you trying to say that I'm dumb, or are you mocking me here, Pete?
I'm saying that you shouldn't trivialize
I made an error.
Klobuchar firing back.
You've memorized a bunch of talking points and a bunch of things, but I can tell you one thing. What the people of this country want, they want a leader that has the heart for the immigrants of this country, and that is me.
Warren taking them both to task over their health care plan.
Mayor Buttigieg really has a slogan. It's not a plan, it's a PowerPoint. And Amy's plan is even less. It's like a Post-it note. Insert plan here.
I must say I take personal offense since Post-it notes were invented in my state.
Now, overnight, the Bloomberg team responding to the bludgeoning that he received on the stage, saying, quote, "You know you are a winner when you are drawing attacks from all the candidates," saying everyone wanted him to lose his cool. He didn't do it, adding Bloomberg was the grown-up in the room. We will see, of course, if the voters agree.
Right, and he's also trying to roll out some endorsements to try to stop any bleeding.
Yeah, this morning he just announced that he has the support of 3 members of Congress. It's a clear attempt to show that they have some of the muscle of the party behind Bloomberg's race, and also to send the message that he may have some staying power here. George.
Okay, Mary, thanks very much. Let's bring in our chief White House correspondent, John Carl, for more on this. And John, it really, what a free-for-all last night. But it really seemed like all the candidates on their stage, making calculations for their own reasons, felt they had to stop Mike Bloomberg before he faces voters on Super Tuesday.
No question, George. Bloomberg qualified for the debate at the last minute and only after the DNC changed the rules, but there's no question that he would have been better off if he didn't qualify. But there's only so long that you can hide behind a $400 million ad splurge, a very effective campaign. You have to at some point come out and face questions, face the other candidates, face voters. This was a disastrous performance for Michael Bloomberg. He may still be able to recover. He still has unlimited funds, a very good campaign, but a clear and serious setback.
And another debate coming up next week, but that will come after the Nevada caucuses on Saturday. The early vote already coming in. Coming into the Nevada caucuses, Bernie Sanders is the front runner. He's leading in polls right there. The question coming out of them could be, can any of the Democrats stop him?
Yeah, and look, Elizabeth Warren had a very strong debate performance. So did Mayor Pete Buttigieg. Biden probably had his best debate so far. But well over half the voters in Nevada have likely already voted. There's very little that this debate can do to change the dynamic in Nevada. And time is running out very quickly. If you just looked at the debate, George, you might think it would come down to Buttigieg and Warren. But the bottom line is nothing is stopping Sanders' march towards through these primaries, slow and steady.
Not right now. We'll be looking at the caucuses on Saturday. John Carl, thanks very much. Michael?
All right, thank you, George. Now to the investigation underway into that terror attack near Frankfurt, Germany. A gunman opening fire at 2 separate hookah lounges, killing at least 10 people. James Longman is there with the latest. Good morning, James.
Yeah, good morning, Michael. A far-right terror attack here in Germany last night. This is one of the cafes targeted. You can make out their cones marking where gun cases have been retrieved. It's a cafe popular with the town's Kurdish population. And German Chancellor Angela Merkel has been speaking this morning. She's saying racism is a poison in German society and it's to blame for far too many crimes.
This morning, 11 people, including the suspected shooter, are dead and several are injured in a suspected far-right terror attack in Germany. Authorities say shots rang out around 10 p.m. local time in the town of Hanau, about 17 miles east of Frankfurt. The first target, this hookah lounge where 3 people were killed. The suspect then moving on to a second cafe and killing 5, a 9th victim later dying of their injuries. These are venues popular with the town's Kurdish population, and authorities say the attacks had an explicit anti-foreigner motive. A huge police presence descending on the area, forensic teams setting in, bullet casings offering a glimpse of the carnage within. Police later tracked this black BMW, believed to have been used by the suspect, to an address in town. Inside, they found the 43-year-old man dead, along with his 72-year-old mother. A weapon was found alongside his body. He's understood to have owned the gun legally and was described as an expert marksman by one official. This attack, the latest in a spate of far-right terror attacks and plots to plague Germany in recent months.
Now, this is the 3rd major far-right incident in Germany in the last 9 months. The last time I was here, I reported on an attack at a synagogue, and just last week, authorities carried out an anti-terror raid, arresting 12 people for plotting attacks on mosques across the country. This is a major problem in Germany right now. Michael?
All right, yes, it is, James. Thank you so much. Robin?
Okay, Michael, the latest now on the coronavirus emergency. This morning, we're now learning 2 passengers from the Diamond Princess cruise ship have died. This as authorities let hundreds disembark, freeing them from quarantine. Meanwhile, in South Korea, 2.5 million people are now being told to stay indoors as cases there spike and turn deadly. There are now more than 76,000 cases worldwide, more than 2,100 deaths. Adrian Bankert has more.
Overnight, as more than 600 passengers disembark from the Diamond Princess, the Japanese government is announcing the first deaths from the virus-stricken vessel. 2 passengers, a couple in their 80s, who were taken off the Princess, died after being hospitalized. Japan now has 3 deaths from coronavirus or COVID-19.
When we left the ship, we had no idea we were carrying the virus.
66-year-old California resident Carl Goldman and his wife went from vacation to a Nebraska biocontainment unit. Carl tested positive for the virus 2 days after leaving the ship.
Kind of feel like I'm a fish inside a bowl.
Here in Northern California, 12 American evacuees from the Princess who arrived at Travis Air Force Base have now been put into isolation, undergoing evaluation for the virus. The Japanese government has been questioned over its decision to keep people on board the ship. A doctor from Japan who visited the ship for just 1 day posted a video online calling the quarantine, quote, completely chaotic.
Inside Princess Diamond, I was so scared. I was so scared of getting COVID-19 because there was no way to tell where the virus is.
Crew members who couldn't be confined to their rooms because they were working are expected to remain on the ship for the foreseeable future. And new this morning, the mayor of a city in South Korea has urged 2.5 million people to remain inside and even wear masks indoors after 35 new patients were diagnosed with COVID-19. 28 of the patients went to church services attended by a woman who had the virus.
And we do know this, that is the South Korea's 4th largest city. Some of those streets now a ghost town as people stay inside. Meanwhile, passengers are going to be flown from Travis Air Force Base out of both Sacramento and San Francisco airports. George, over to you.
Okay, Adrian, thanks very much. In Washington, President Trump has announced a new acting director of national intelligence, Richard Grenell, now the ambassador to Germany. Grenell is a longtime Trump loyalist with scant experience in intelligence. He's going to take charge of the 17 intelligence agencies that Trump has fiercely criticized, replacing acting director Joseph Maguire. Democrats and intelligence professionals are criticizing the appointment, but Grenell will not require Senate confirmation as acting director. Also today in Washington, the sentencing of another Trump loyalist, Roger Stone. That case now at the center of tension between the president and Attorney General William Barr. Our Chief Justice correspondent Pierre Thomas is tracking the case from the federal courthouse in Washington. Good morning, Pierre.
George, good morning. In just a little while, Roger Stone, close ally of President Trump, will come to this courthouse and learn how much, if any, prison time he will get after being convicted last November of lying to Congress, witness tampering, and obstruction of Congress. President Trump has been watching it all, weighing in, saying Stone has been treated unfairly and raising questions about the judge and prosecutors. Those prosecutors recommending 7 to 9 years in prison, only to be overruled by Attorney General Bill Barr. Barr claiming Trump's tweets criticizing the sentencing recommendation played no role in his decision. But the prosecutors resigned from the case, apparently in protest. And Barr has asked the president to stop tweeting about ongoing criminal cases. This morning, we find out whether the judge will put Stone in prison. But what's unclear is whether Stone will get another trial or could he be pardoned by the president. So stay tuned. George?
Yeah, we are staying tuned. And shortly before 2 a.m., the president retweeted Fox News commentator Tucker Carlson calling for a pardon of Roger Stone. Michael?
All right, George, now to that incredible comeback for NASCAR driver Ryan Newman after that horrifying crash at the Daytona 500. Newman released from the hospital, walking out just 2 days after the accident. Will Reeve is here with the latest. Good morning, Will.
Good morning, Michael. When you see that crash from Monday's race, you'd think there's no way Ryan Newman would be up walking out of the hospital before the end of the week, but thankfully, that's exactly where things stand.
This morning, NASCAR driver Ryan Newman walking out of a Daytona Beach hospital hand in hand with his daughters. Newman's estranged wife Chrissy posting the short video of Ryan's release with the caption, "Best sight ever." Newman was rushed to the hospital after this horrific crash on the final lap of Monday's Daytona 500.
Just lifting Newman's car up and over.
He was leading the race coming down the home stretch when a nudge from driver Ryan Blaney turned disastrous, sending Newman's car into the wall at 200 miles per hour before flipping and skidding to a fiery halt. NASCAR emergency personnel raced to the wreck, taking nearly 20 minutes to pull Newman out of the car, with fans and broadcasters fearing the worst. Well wishes poured in online from the racing world. Racer Corey LaJoie, who was involved in the crash, tweeting, "Hey Ryan, you forgot your shoes." And Dale Earnhardt Jr. tweeting, "This right here choked me up. Amazing."
Newman's team, Roush Fenway Racing, in a statement thanked the public and the racing community for their support and said there is no timetable for Newman's return to racing. I think everyone's grateful that a return to racing is even an option at this point.
Exactly.
Great to see him walk out with his kids like
absolutely.
that. Thank you.
Well, we are following a lot of other stories this morning, including Diane Sawyer's exclusive interview with Ben Affleck. He's talking about his struggle with sobriety and the impact it's had on his family. Diane is going to be here in just a few minutes. But first, let's go to Rob.
Good morning again, George. We're still struggling with the flooding across parts of the south. This is northeast Alabama. A couple of inches more of rain coming, and we had a couple inches of snow across I-70 in Kansas, and that was enough to shut down the interstate for a time. About 4 inches to 8 inches of snow across parts of Nebraska. Now we have advisories across 8 states, including winter storm watches and warnings across parts of North Carolina and Virginia, where we could see 1 to 4, maybe 5 inches of snow in parts of the eastern parts of those areas, and then 2 to 3 inches of rain where they don't need it. Time now for your wind chill forecast, brought to you by Progressive Insurance.
Sweetheart, do my forearms look bigger?
They look the same.
I've been spinning faster recently. I think they're getting bigger. Feel them.
Yeah, they kind of feel bigger.
Yeah, cool.
Sorry. Switch to Progressive and you can save hundreds. You know, like the sign says.
Today feeling every bit like winter, and your Friday too, with wind chills tomorrow that are going to be in the teens to 20s and 30s. Now today we've got clouds on the increase, overcast, your high temperature 41 degrees at 4 p.m. We're tracking the chance of a little bit of snow down around southern Virginia and North Carolina for today. 39 your high tomorrow. We're breezy and wind chill. 52 Saturday, 56 Sunday. Back to sunshine, your next weather maker early part of next week.
This is Goldest Carrot Publishing, a small business on Amazon, and the owner and author, Crystal Swain Bates.
Big Hair Don't Care is about a little girl who loves her big hair.
I love knowing